All right, so put a panel in. Also put in an extra backing board above the kitchen cabinet. And so surprised, I actually thought that was going to be one long piece, but it turns out I needed to have two pieces because it was too wide. Now I do need to cut the window out in there, so take that part out, but I'll do the windows last. So once I get the panels set, I actually drill in from the outside to make sure that the windows line up from the framing. But I stapled down the backing board just in each corner, just to give it a little bit of structure. And I've got one screw holding in the cabinet into the wall, or really the wall to the cabinet at this point, just to provide a little bit of structure. And I clamped in this front panel. And now it's time to do things twice. I don't know. I've got some things I got to work on and try to understand. So I knew here that this panel was going to overlap or hang out. I knew that. I did that on purpose because I learned that I can route that out once the panel is on, rather than trying to cut it to the perfect shape of this frame. I put it on and then take a router and square it up at that point. And I won't do that until I put the skins on to make sure that my frame is set correctly. So, and same thing down here. I did this on purpose because I'll eventually route this out with a router and just cut out, rather than trying to be exact with the cut prior to it. Okay, so now I've got some things I need to figure out. One is, now I got to figure out if I did that on purpose, if I meant to leave a 1/2 inch up here, because the ceiling does sit down on here, but I believe the ceiling is going to sit right on the top ledge. So I got to go back and look at my notes and try to figure out why I cut that a 1/2 inch short. So 3/4 inch really. So I'm going to go back and look at that. Now I can raise it up because this does go down. It does get sandwiched down in between the skirt board and the chassis board. So if I really need to come up 3/4 inch, I can do that right here and bring that up. I'm not too worried about that. Or if I need to make some adjustments, I'll make it there. I also need to figure this out. This lined up pretty well. Of course, I don't have a straight cut here. But I don't understand my cabinet hitting right at the seam of this piece here. I would think that there's going to be a little bit more overlap. So I got to go back and look at my notes with that. So this, obviously, I've got a 1/4 inch here hanging out. I can push it back over in this direction, 1/4 inch, and maybe that puts it under the cabinet. So I just got to go back and revisit my notes a bit. It may be this piece that I cut today is the problem. Maybe this is too long and I need to cut it a little bit shorter. I only put in 4 staples. Man, but those staples are so hard to get out already. I already made one mistake and had to pull that out. But now we're moving along. So now that's the color of the wall up against the cabinet color. I think it's gonna look good. Now my tile is a bit of a mess, but ultimately that's sort of what it's gonna look like. So it'll be interesting to see how it all comes together. So what I'm gonna do tomorrow is check my measurements, figure out where if that's in the right spot and what I need to do there. And then I will probably, we'll see, I either will put this one on, actually no, I'm going to put the rear panel on, because then I can get this whole wall, get the street side wall sort of prepped at that point, and then I'll feel pretty good about where that's at, and then I'll change my focus to the curbside wall. And hopefully by then I'm waiting for some cleaner for the aluminum, and then I can start cleaning the aluminum, and then put the door frame up, then put up this front panel and then the rear panel, and then we're going. So okay, so a bit of victory, but a bit more work as always.